There we go. Nice audio. It's good. I know who I'm gonna play. I know who I'm gonna play. Let me check my streaming. Cool. You know what? I've never done this. Fuck it. Okay, blue baby. That's what we're doing. I want to just check really quick. Is there a way? There it is. Notification preferences. New follower. Ah, it's just so loud. Right? Yeah, it's should be picking up. Yes, absolutely. Oh my god, I can have the Xbox record that. That's crazy. Ah, let's see. Alright. Reroll. Ah, yeah. That's a good. Ah, Jesus. Oh, you're pussy, you're fucking restarting. Oh my god. Yeah, dude, it's so that I don't have to go with a shit build. You know, it's all about your build. I get it, sometimes it's a skill issue, but like, come on, guy. I only got like an hour or two to play every night. You think I want to start with fucking Butterbean? You're kidding. That's not bad. Ah, please. King room, king me. Heavy's the head that holds. Ah, a good song though, Crown. Honestly, I listened to it and hated it. Let's see why. Whoa, 1 in 6 chance of spawning a fly. This is the fly game. You're so smart. I do want to blow it up. I don't think there's anywhere I can. Maybe if they just want those blue hearts. I don't know, dude. I don't think there's a chance without me having to blow up. Even then. I don't know. I think it's good. I lost. It'd be worth it at all. Oh my god.
Bruh.
I knew it. It was gonna get good. Okay, yeah, honestly, flies aren't doing it for me. Flies are really gonna work. I'm not gonna lie. It's fine. I got Applejack Pop Tarts to eat in between. I'm on a bulk. On a bulk. You know, it's not as bad. Ooh. Is that worth going for a bomb? Let's see. So far, it's not that bad.
Bruh.
I'm just shit at this game. Interesting. I'll pay it out. See how it goes. Why not? That'll be interesting. Okay. Not a bad start with items so far. Okay. Not a bad start with items so far. Oh. Ah, that was gonna give me money. There you go. Honestly, this isn't bad because I can get the flies and just walk in a room. Any flies can help. Save the fly. Let's see if I can get a coin. Okay, that works. Might go for money. I'm thinking about it. Oh, if I got hit there, not going to money. Oh my god. Fuck.
Bruh.
Oh my god. Let's go. Dude, he got smacked though. A ball of damage. Just. There's a little secret room. That's giving me bombs. Oh, perfect. Just blow you. Why y'all can give me shit? It's disappointing. I almost just got hit by my own bomb. No. It hurt. Let's go in the chest room. Not really worth it, to be honest. Bombs. Already have. Alright, I mean, I guess it's a good start to it. And you know, I did get some defense. Ball. A lot of rocks. Secret room. Love that bomb.
Bears down.
Maybe. I'll take Bob. Speed, you worse. Oh. I don't need you. That's cool. Scary. Oh. Oh, so pretty much it's my active. Oh, awesome. Stupid doesn't know I am. My tears. Fuck. Sacrificing hearts. Can't do that. Oh, good game. Wow. That's huge, actually.
Bruh.
That shouldn't have hard there, dude. I hate those ones. You're done. So far. Boy. Not I'll save it for another shot. I'm moving through pretty quickly. Easy. No. Please give me a heart. Thank you. Let's see here.
Bruh.
No.
Bruh.
Judgment.
Please, treasure room, be worth it, dude. Maybe his character, it's not. It really isn't. It's like, I don't have a change. Over. Oh, let's see. Take it.
Bruh. Bruh.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Bruh.
No. Okay. Okay. Fuck it.
Bruh.
No way, brother.
Bruh.
See, that's the shit I don't know. Give it to us. These more endurance. Well, I'm pretty much back to I never got hit from the beginning, so let's just think about it that way. I do think I do need more though, since I could ease. I'll go in here and get that claw machine. Nope. Chance for hard jobs to be swords, yes. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness. That is humongous as a trinket.
Bruh.
Of course I lost it. I don't think there's any way I could. Such bullshit. Oh my god. Goodness. Whoa, did you? God. These rooms you're walking through, you're just like, this is horrible. This is awful. What am I looking at? Oh, is it? Nice. Oh my god. Huge. I'm gonna take what if the trinket's already in it? Oh my god. Spiders. Oh. Oh, please.
Balls.
Let's go. Now every time I see that bell, I never buy it. Yes, please. Yes, please. Oh, it's close. Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. But that shit, my goodness.
Bruh.
Ow. Nice. That works. Works for sure. he doesn't even know what to do.
Bruh.
Him up. Let's trinket. Oh my god. Savior trinket. Alright, tells me. Haha, yeah.
Bruh.
Oh my god. Sure.
Bruh.
That's why I try to get like a room like this with tears. Oh god. Honestly, again, short, close combat help.
Bruh.
That matter. Check this room. Maybe here. Do anything. You know what? In the plan that somehow I eventually get better. Good shot right there. Maybe we get a secret room. Maybe a secret room. Oh wow.
Bruh.
That's
Issac! Issac!
Bruh.
I think I do enough damage.
Bruh.
See, that's
Bruh. Bruh.
No way. Oh my god. No. No, I just really, I want to play, medieval. Played it in a long time. Just wanna. Mid Sneeble. I'll do IL. Do the campaign.
It came from the age beyond the ages.
Sick. It's fine. fire too. This does feel Jesus, give me soul and fire, yes. Oh. Oh, that would just be retarded if I went down there. Part-time is 4 minutes. I'm not sure I look at the secrets though. Shit. Applejack Pop Pot. Not bad. Pretty good. Shit. Holy. 2 minutes. There is some speed on this weapon. If you aim at the head, you can take out Not bad, Isaac. Pop Tart was pretty mid. Not as good as I'd hope. All right. I'll give it one good shot. I'm gonna watch some shit. Let me stay on longer. Then I'll probably get let me get some water. I'll be right back.
Discover.
All right.
More with Marriott Envoy.
Mm.
Find your vibe at W Hotels.
Got some snap
Play
and
at Issac.
Oh, fun fact, all the characters in Brawl's intro shot are flat images, not 3D models. Welcome to the video. Super Smash Bros. Brawl is maybe the most divisive Smash game in the series, split between people who play Smash Bros. Competitively and people who like themselves, but to me, the one thing it indisputably is the most interesting entry into the franchise. The late 2000s for Nintendo was their peak bugging brain era for really indulging in the perceived power of the new generation of consoles. While the Wii was considerably weaker than its counterparts, it still was a major jump from the GameCube, its last primary home console, and they got a really big head about it. Across the entire industry, there was more and more tools and horsepower to start to resemble something sort of resembling reality as the late 2000s went on, and so the entire frontier of cinematics over gameplay began to take hold. Games shifted primarily from Jackson Pollock color splashes to built-in colorblind mode in a single generation. Games were gritty and real and dusty now, like a lot of dust, and while some might have expected Nintendo to stay true, no, they let Sega give Shadow the Hedgehog distance. Their own games, too, were painted under an entirely different light. The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess was a launch title for the Wii and the final first-party game released to the GameCube, a metaphorical door opening and door closing in service of the new generation of gaming. And the message was clear, high definition, and this new direction. The gaming cinematic spectacle, nearly every series Nintendo had running got their own spectacular, over-detailed iteration. Mario Strikers Charge popped into existence asking the question of what if Mario characters knew what blood was and wanted to try some. Call of Duty was ported to the Wii. Rayman Raving Rabbids was just a lot, honestly. Like, this is what the movie Astro Boy looked like. This is the game adaptation. Look at this alt cover. Astro Boy looks like a Funko Pop normally. You can't do this. The Super Smash Bros. Series was not the first to take a ton of characters from other games and mash them together, but it has continued to arguably be the most ambitious. Nintendo was famously and borderline anxiously protective of its IPs, so the idea of plucking each of these characters out from their own universe and placing them in one spot is a tough job for anyone to mend artistically. And so, what happened for practically every Smash game was to form a compromise of sorts. We'll use as much of each IP as we can for settings, trophies, and items, and for the gray areas, we'll fill in. As a result, each and every Smash game served to reflect the era in which it was made. In most cases, this meant a playful, colorful, binding look with graphical quality being a bit less close to the fidelity of the time. However, for the new Smash game coming out on the Wii, that mirror reflected something notably different. Faced with the option to show anything as a first look toward the new Smash, they decided to show a comparison. This is what gaming is, and this is what gaming is. I follow Smash games to this day. Brawl is arguably the most ambitious, even if Smash 4 and Ultimate are technically larger. Not unlike Dark Souls 2, Brawl is a minefield of assembled ideas without the polishing of the conceptual smoothly to each one. The Smash series itself has always been a bit scattered from its conception due to the simple fact that for a very long time there simply was nothing like it. Masahiro Sakurai, before the game ever included Nintendo characters, intentionally set out to make a fighting game unlike any other, and in the process formed and dominated the platform fighter genre, one where the more you're hit, the further you go, and you die by being hit outside of the bounds of the screen. So, while the core of the Smash games has and always will be its regular mode, short, tight battles and small stages, the game series is, in a word, deceptive. It offers a set of rules that no other game did, so starting mostly with Melee, it was able to explore that concept completely uncontested. Variations in the base game were added like All-Star mode, turning matches into an endurance test, needing to beat every character with damage that persisted in fights. Classic, the only alternate mode that was in the original Smash game, every character on their own tailored set of battles, eventually ending with a fight against Master Hands, space matchup. The engine itself was also borrowed for things that drift further and further from the traditional Smash battle. Target Test avoids any one-on-one conflict at all, instead focusing on movement and stages designed specifically for every character's moveset, serving as a test and a practice of a sort for each one. Home Run Contest, maybe the most iconic classic, forces you to stack as much damage as you can in the space of 10 seconds on a sandbag before launching it as far as you're able to optimize. And, very importantly, there was and is a real effort in every Smash game to make all of these a part of the whole experience. Game modes, there's built-in achievements and unlock modes, there's spirits and stickers, but it never really works. Who gives a shit about the mode system of these games exactly? It feels like Nintendo wants Smash Bros. To both never be just one thing, but all one thing, exercise ambition but fractured in its directions. Small, simple, but also small. Anyways, in some cases, the story mode of Super Smash Bros. is
So,
very. For the uninitiated, this is by all technicalities just another mode to the game. It's in the solo tab of the menu right next to the other minigames. It does not be a significant amount larger than classic mode, but a significant amount an arena the sky above a vast nondescript landscape. We're introduced to Zelda, Peach spectating in an ice of Super Smash Bros. Gladiator-style match showcasing a crowd of screaming fans. There's some length in the state of being trophies, but apparently it's characters like the one will be defeated, and you're given a choice between fighting as people. You choose one, defeat the other, and another cutscene plays. If this were to be how the story mode operated the entire time, cutscenes, then battles, then cutscenes, it would not be making this good. Suddenly, as Mario returns to fight again, the ship cuts through the sky and airdrop shadows forming into these puppeteered masses called pyramids. Zelda approaches from the stands, and you again have a choice of who to play with. You fight your reportedly non-playable enemies until another cutscene happens. A mysterious entity will turn a bomb, and in the distraction, launch out of the stadium, and Peach and Zelda are locked in the cave by a giant flying. Kirby is now the only one they need to save the day. You fight the plant, whose other cage you break first is the one that survives, the other cage is shot by Wario, and shit, right? But then something very interesting happens. You escape in the nick of time, but as you do, Nina is consumed by a shadow. Stage clear. This is the most normal the story mode will ever get, and by all means it could have saved a canonized tournament fighter with some scripting of the story between the battles, but Nintendo was feeling ambitious. In the 2000s was one where every company was aiming to flex games as an art form and as a powerhouse, and so Sakurai was seeking a first to have it be something called Subspace Emissary is an apocalypse story. These bombs, subspace bombs, are being used to consume this world with all the Smash characters. The traditional villains, Ganondorf, Wario, and Dedede, are working for reasons unexplained to destroy as much of the world as they can. These cutscenes, this I'll be honest, is the only reason people remember the story. Because the gameplay. Let's talk about it. Subspace Emissary is inside a bullet. It's not tailored for side-scrolling platformers going around aesthetically contrasting environments, fighting enemies and nonsensical scenes of consequences.
I should be going for
It's cohesive in the consistency of its
silence. That's sacrifice it does, or
the matchman shit hit the fan, and Palutena sends him down to save Mario and chase the ship. While the first level was not a dishonest showing of what the rest of the game will play like, it was a limited one, as we come to find the actual gameplay loop that will consume most of the campaign's substance. Actual, fully built side-scroller levels going through a number of worlds from different game canons. These worlds are connected in-universe either because A, they have to be, or B, they have to A. This necessity and loose requirement for things that technically make sense turns the sort of game board present between levels into one of those geography landform posters. You need the heavens for Pit, and the desert for Fire Emblem, and the jungle for Donkey and Diddy Kong, and on and on. There is a further justification for why this is, but in terms of gameplay and for the story mode people take in, it's utterly jarring. As for the side-scroller levels themselves, they, for a lack of a better way to put it, kinda suck. Much like the extra minigames and modes in prior, current, and future Smash games, it's a departure from the regular structure of Smash, but most of them held on to the core gameplay with slight alterations. Revisiting the game a few weeks ago, I was constantly reminded of how not of a side-scroller Smash Bros. Is. In regular side-scrolling platformers, movement and speed and enemy design are normally created in a synthesis of each other to make it a smooth experience, or rather one where the challenge feels natural and eminent from the properties of a side-scrolling platform. In Smash, character speed is measured not in relation to levels, but in relation to other characters. Balance as a whole is done in comparison to how they match to other CPUs that you're fighting one in small groups. Speed is not based in relation to the scale of the In Target Test, the game was specifically designed around platforms. The levels were tailored entirely around the movement of each individual Smash character. They didn't represent the platforming because Smash is not that. It felt natural because in contrast, Subspace Emissary forces them into conventions of an entirely different genre. have a threat, your lives.
Bruh.
Oh my fuck, dude. Jesus.
The only thing that you lose is the time to watch the losing cutscene. And similarly, the way that enemies punish you is primarily through delaying. Not only are they the things that are threatening to kill you, the thing they do most of the time is just put your character in hit stun. By design, these characters are not meant to pose a threat, not really. They're just meant to get in your way. And
I haven't
the
been
biggest
Mother on
issue is that
Hard
they're too
once,
competent
dude.
at it. Speaking of hit stun, the vast majority of enemies in subspace receive basically zero. Again, harkening back to characters being bounced for each other, all movesets in Brawl are designed around the simple concept that if you land a hit, your enemy will be delayed unless they properly block or dodge in most circumstances. Brawl has the least hit stun out of the entire series, but even while combos are difficult to do, at this point, hitting most often means that you are not being.
Make this a summer to share in one of our capable SUVs. Visit your local Kia dealer. Lease a new 2024 Sorrento LX for $289 a month.
I'm a former UFC fighter, currently still hold the record for the fastest knockout in the world. Original BMF champion, proud patriot, God-fearing man above everything, and a proud father. I definitely believe that women should only compete against biological. It's just not right, you know. How does the guy that's never couldn't even get a medal, he wasn't even talked about, goes to the women's section and breaks all the records? Why? Because it's not the same. You just can't compare. It's apples and oranges. If you're in a man's body, you need to compete against men and biological. It's not fair for us to take their shine.
In Subspace Emissary,
fuck is that?
being punished is the most common interaction in the game. In fact, it's even worse than just that. There's a further depth in Smash Games' two attack strings. If they attack each other at the same time, they will either clash, meaning both hits are negated and both stunned for a moment. One will overpower the other, one stronger one overriding a much weaker one, or both characters hit each other at the same time. In Subspace Emissary, there is no clashing. You, the enemy, cannot for creatures that seem like they should be weaker than you. And lastly, if both you and the enemy hit each other at the same time, the level of punishment is wildly different. Rather than trading the opponent, you are killing a deeply disposable creature that is likely 1 out of the 5 to 10 on screen at the moment, and they're dealing a significant blow to you that could at best delay you, and at worst another hit or push you into a vulnerable position. The only enemy type that feels decent to fight against is the Primids, the characters most resembling the actual fighters in Smash. They can be clashed with, they can be hit stunned, and they are balanced enough to serve their role. Board enemies by design should be weak alone but strong together. Some of these enemies can utterly fucking solo you. It is crazy, and the level works in tandem with the enemies to make it so you have to deal with them. Who designed this exactly? Do they have an address? Can they this is the only area like this one for the game that is all you're fighting against enemies who cannot do the same thing. Throughout my basic playthrough, I kept telling the people that I was hanging out with, oh, this is the most annoying enemy in the game. Until I found a new one at the next level that was somehow even more annoying than the last one. I ended up saying it so many times that it became an inside joke, but every time it happened, I was not kidding that this one was even more annoying than the last. And all this made sense for one very simple reason. People do not play Subspace Emissary for the gameplay. They play it for the cutscenes. This was a relatively common shift in priorities in the late 2000s to early 2010s, making the
What
game
the
more
fuck?
perspective. Financially, more resources were being diverted to graphics and cutscenes as games were being turned more narrative, which did take some away from the resources that would be needed for the gameplay. However, just as many issues came with trying to stylistically
Bombs
match the gameplay
are
and the
key.
cutscenes. The gap between what could be pre-rendered or otherwise animated and what could be done in real time in 3D games was maybe at this point, at least visually around that era. And so, in some outcome of the feeling for the story to make games more cohesive, player freedom would start to be limited. I think one of the
Bombs
most unique
are
and often
key.
terrible examples of this is Apex. Being originally popularized by Shenmue 1 far before this era of gaming, it was sometimes it would have practically cutscene, but most most common criticism of QuickTime events was that they served the same punishment as gameplay without the benefits of skill exposure. The punishment wasn't that you had to start generating
Bruh.
meaning that potential knowledge was not lost. It was just that you had to watch them.
Bruh.
The only thing lost was time. For most video games, there was some inherent reward for the gameplay. You did something mechanically difficult and now feel competent. You completed a puzzle and now feel intelligent. You built something and now feel satisfaction in your creation. In Subspace Emissary, you feel rewarded because you get to the next cutscene, the next part of the movie. The strongest emotion you feel from completing a level is relief. Every level is just an incredibly extended QuickTime event, a long time event, and every time you mess up, you need to wait longer before you see the next scene. Subspace Emissary was not the first Smash game to have gameplay like this. In the locked within the depths of Melee's experts, the mostly forgotten mode called Adventure Mode. Paradoxically, despite having the same side-scroller mechanics and being made earlier, is actually better knockback and are generally to happiness. Rather than every enemy having annoyingly high health, knocked out the same decent statements like trophies, losing their wings before being vulnerable to being knocked out. Stronger enemies did exist, but
What are
they were
these
slower and
items?
ultimately
Oh
avoidable.
shit.
Similar to Subspace, it had moments where the progress would freeze in a group battle. Rather than it just being more poorly designed enemies, you fought modified versions of actual characters, utilizing the game's intended mechanics and design between the moments of novel platform. Each level brings you through the universe of a different character, with some having a lot more effort put in than others. For around half the levels, you just do a specialized battle on one of the washing a bright blue sky, dodging cars like you do on the map, but in cycles tuned to the pace. There are even some in the Star Fox level, you mostly just play on Corneria, the stage. Foxes replace the next without go with the your secret cutscenes with specific diamonds in the minutes, the final section that would normally just be a fight against Bowser on Final Destination has something extra to it. The regular ending has Bowser having turned into a trophy and the game just ends. However, it can clearly be faster. The secret ending is a final boss fight against Giga Bowser. It is the first time Giga Bowser ever showed up. To defeat him, just a much heavier and stronger version of Bowser, the game ends and the trophy of the character you played with is added to the board. I have never heard anyone speak about this board before. That seems odd, right? This is for all intents and purposes a spiritual predecessor to Subspace Emissary, separated from gameplay inspiration, but it is not brought up nearly as much, despite maybe still being discussed more than this day. To me, however, the reasoning is pretty unique. It lacks identity. While Adventure Mode did a much better job in the aspect of gameplay, the simple, unavoidable fact is that this is not what Smash Bros. Was designed for. This is an official mod. Subspace Emissary is an official mod. We're not taking the original design and using it for another purpose, and there's no escaping that feeling. It pervades through every moment just how inferior to regular gameplay it is. And so, while Adventure Mode is better than Subspace Emissary, it's just about as much cultural relevance as it deserves, which is essentially zero. World of Light, the story mode to Smash Ultimate, suffers this very same problem. In my opinion, it is far and away the most fun story mode in the entire series. It takes the game mode progressing by taking individual fights the Souls Unleashed character Nintendo franchises that don't even have a character as a fighter. The announcement of the new story mode and the initial opening cutscene made one of the biggest splashes of the entire year leading up to the release of Smash Ultimate. The trailer on YouTube got 17 million views. A trailer, mind you, for an optional story mode in a video game was appealing to contextless short videos with 4 as many as Subspace Emissary did, it would almost certainly be considered on par, if not better than the original. But certainly more popular Adventure Mode, its legacy would rarely persist in the lovers. Which, by the way, would be without DLC. overall story. Honestly, I've been disparaging the gameplay for at least 12 minutes now. It's such an impression on everyone who played it. We also have World War 24
Wow.
Hey there, my name is Rachel, and this is Taylor. Of a brand new series taking today.
If you were to just see how the story works scene to scene without knowing any Nintendo characters, you would be baffled. Every cutscene is entirely wordless. Not a single line of dialogue is exchanged between characters. The meaning is still translated character to character because the meanings translated are quite simple in nature, and it's not devoid of context for anyone not already familiar. The setting, this collection of violence and structures, is not given explanation nor justification. It is something specific, we'll get to that, but it's something that only works as simple as opening the The world exists because all the characters had to be in the same place. Similarly, all the characters are given an assumed understanding. We're given the grace of their names as they appear, but all information about them is either meant to already be known or be expressed through body language, sounds, and actions. The plot of Subspace Emissary on a ground level is an exercise in clumping. The overall crisis, the world coming to an end, is expressed through small crises. Most often subspace bombs counting down and then eventually going off, and some set of protagonists are forced to work together to deal with whatever threat is in their way. We're shown vignettes of various locations and the characters for the first few hours of the campaign, and slowly see
Wow.
bigger and bigger threats and what's interesting in the game. It is beyond where it was. There's a feeling that the story does genuinely
Pick up the shit, bro.
just like the levels being wholly unrelated to whatever characters are meant to be triggers. It feels from a story perspective that any of these characters would want somebody entirely different did the story happen an hour or a day later in this weird little contextual fight world. Fox's ship was taken down by commandeer Meta Knight, forcing him to crash land somewhere in the jungle where Diddy Kong was just left alone at the Donkey Kong was turned into a statue, and where Fox crash lands so happens to awaken Rayquaza, who lives in a lake nearby. Link is literally just walking through a forest
Great,
and
and I
passes
have
by the sports from the ship pass over. Zero Samus infiltrates the same facility that Pikachu so happens to be in to retrieve her suit and frees Pikachu.
Oh my god.
Falco, Fox, and Diddy Kong spot Donkey Kong on a transport platform flying to the floating facility where Samus and Pikachu are. And while boarding the ship, Captain Falcon and Olimar spot her. Without explanation, other than Olimar was about to be killed. Faced with a worldwide crisis, each explosion of battle pushes these characters into each other, and each one seems to naturally get protagonist There is confusion, but it's almost always immediate. Mario's aura exists in this universe, so there is a canonized goodness and badness, and it feels like everyone innately senses this. The villains, too, are the traditional villains of Nintendo games. He seems to be Wario and King Dedede, the only fringes of the operation, Bowser as the right-hand man, and Ganondorf as the leader. But as the story goes on, we see more and more as the villain behind the villain behind the villain. Ganondorf, you find out like this the way through the story, is answering to the being known as Master Hand, being present throughout the entire series.
What is with
The reason is
this?
commanding the destruction of
And some
this
of the
world,
worst
and the
treasure
traditional
rooms
antagonists are carrying the plan out
ever.
for it. They are the agents enacting subspace on the world, the subspace emissaries. With the help of Fox, Peach, Sheik, and others, Meta Knight is able to take back control of his ship. At the same time, the group heading to the subspace bomb factory, the facility, all crash into the main chamber. At the command of Ganondorf, all the browsers are forced to prime every last subspace bomb at once, being forced to betray
Relax.
Unable to stop them, the group escapes via Captain Falcon's ship, and the entire facility is
Bruh.
Now, finally, with every target remaining, the goal is simple. Strike into the heart of subspace through the void of the former bomb factory. In a cutscene that can only logically exist for the sake of being fucking badass, Ganondorf and Bowser come out on the helm of a subspace bomb. When the subspace it gets there, all of the ship comes careening over the horizon. What happens is that the single sequences I've seen with the ship parts only for every ship of the main while the main we see every between a barrage of shots and will as a distraction. In on the dragoon. Everyone flies directly into work anytime it's just perfect in so many ways.
I'm getting
So
lucky in
much of
other
the story
ways.
mode
Yeah,
is
so I'm not
essentially
playing.
fan service, and while that's often the best part of it, this moment soars well above all of the other ones. However, just as the story peaks in cool factor, and as all of our protagonists make it to the heart of the enemy, things take a turn for the worse. Up until now, Ganondorf has only engaged and so he's finally a person, just as every single protagonist is
Health up.
He's able to see that
Experimental
Master
pill.
isn't controlling
This is crazy.
In an act of surprising devotion for a prophesized apocalyptic god made of pure darkness, Ganondorf goes straight at Taboo to try to save Master. And the
Bruh.
And by the way, the trick too. Master Hand is the subspace emissary. The protagonists are the subspace emissaries. Just as everyone arrives to fight the source of this destruction, Taboo quickly kills off every single character at once with a single glance. We see every single turn into trophies, leaving another chasm in its wake. Nothing
Bruh.
but silence and taboo is left in subspace, ensuring the eventual destruction of
Bruh. Bruh. Bruh.
Oh my.
Bruh.
Throughout the story, he was capturing protagonists and attaching badges to them. It's that once everyone is trophied, activate, restoring Ness, Luigi, and Kirby back to life. And so, with the only survivors faced with a god to kill, the best part of the entire campaign began.
Did you say burger? Guac? Teriyaki sauce and burger. Cheese.
Bruh.
What the?
Being the only survivors of these trophies scattered throughout subspace, Luigi, Ness, King Dedede, and Kirby all sprint through looking for as many friends as they can find. Or the only possible benefit that killing an enemy will get you is a trophy base, one that will let you turn another enemy into a trophy you can collect with the game-wide trophy collection system. Otherwise, there was no actual reason to kill monsters. It's absolutely the entire game was just convenience. Some levels running through subspace, collecting friends in the form of items. Suddenly, the two back-to-back levels were filled with essentially mini challenges, with each one being bigger than a friend saved, all for a specific and gigantic goal. Every single person you save in these levels becomes a character, one for the largest level in the entire game. At this point, the heroes can share the same level, and after being revived, towards the reality bubbles, they have only
Bruh.
the Great Maze is the final level in subspace. It has two worlds, with the world fragmented and transformed taboo.
Bruh.
Oh my god.
Bruh.
Able to choose 3 characters out of this
Bruh.
each single quest to choose a different world to find sentiments focus. This level recontextualizes all of the gameplay of subspace emissary in unique and interesting ways. First and foremost, there is an actual punishment for losing. It's not like big, but it's there. This level has save points, some that can warp to others, some that are on its own, but if you die while exploring the game world, you will actually be punished by being sent back to your save point. While the enemies are still irritating, there isn't necessarily a direction to go. Some enemies are more evenly spread in ways that let you overall deal with them without just suffering. Thanks to the subspace levels too, you're able to actually choose characters you know and like instead of being stuck with whatever the game chooses for you. That generally is the way to the levels, that idea that they could
Bruh.
The Great Maze have sections directly copied from the Great
Bruh.
Maze itself with slight alterations. The things you're actually looking for
Oh
are
my god.
or
Wow.
subspace doors. These shadowy looking ones that lead you into a fight against subspace versions of every character and boss fight in the game. And I cannot tell you how much of an oasis these fights are. The first 3 quarters of this campaign deprive you of so much happiness during the gameplay that anytime a simple one-on-one fight would happen, it would be the highlight of the hour, side to side with the boss fights themselves. I feel like I was abused the way I'm talking about this, but it's actually insane how thankful I was anytime I found one of these doors, because a simple, fun fight is what you would get, placed in the gnarly setting of chaotic subspace. Well, the story is a little artistically confusing. The spiraling pillars in the background of these fights give such an immense scale to where you are that it doesn't even feel like it should be possible. Each is some vortex swallowing up the world in a space between inside and ever lived on the out. The fights themselves also have been and many of them simply more involved than any actual
Bruh.
the campaign. Some that are genuinely super fun as well. It made me want a substance level.
Bruh.
What the
Bruh.
The Great Maze projects this confidence that a couple of gameplay of subspace emissary lack before now. The concept of its madness and its occasion. Unlike adventure mode from Maze, where you are traveling through a bunch of different game worlds before and during the Great Maze, the gritty, dull, hyper-tension
The devil.
Bruh.
Is placed squarely in the middle of the map. It's a section of the original level with some changes, and it's mostly pretty forgettable, almost comfortable compared to some of the other ones.
Oh
You reach
my
a spot on the
god.
left side between 2 different doors, with the game literally pointing you towards one and not the other. If you decide to enter the top door, the one not pointed to, you'll fight against Dark Donkey Kong. Nearly every other time you defeat a dark enemy, you're teleported to the next area. However, when you finally beat him, this is the coolest thing in any Smash game. It's one of those things I genuinely
Bruh.
struggle to get. The laziness, which literally every character also is this giant imposing door.
Bruh. Bruh.
The purpose is
Bruh. Bruh.
Becomes a chore to slowly move through every area just to open a single door. Take the journey from already explored areas to the next door over and over again. That means it's a small the structure of the level itself. Shell surrounding the tab.
Bruh.
Weekend, you can choose 5 characters at a for one. The final boss fight, which everyone was hyped up as this nigh unkillable, as expected.
Bruh. Bruh. Bruh.
There is no after story. The climax is the foundation, is the resolution. There's no plot to write because this was the moment.
Bruh. Bruh. Bruh.
Most stories function with logic and asymmetry, but this seems to be near entirely functional. What happened in the story was exactly whatever needed to happen to serve the meaning. So what is the meaning exactly? Well, the key to it lies in the wider context of the game and the series as a whole.
Like you could
On booting up the first game in the series,
it
Super
out.
Smash Bros. For the N64 were greeted to an opening cutscene. A white-gloved hand plucks Mario and Pikachu out of the chest before setting the obstacles on the desk, and with the snap of a finger, it all goes to life. It cycles through each character, showing exciting scenes until the original announcer comes in back first. Master Hand, in the context of the series, is the creator of these battles, a stand-in for the child who owns these figures. We can imagine the entire series and gameplay as play fighting, the action figures or dolls being driven to life, and us being able to peek into that imagination, one full of big clashes. As a narrative to bring together so many Nintendo games, it works, and even further, it works for bringing any into this world that Nintendo can get their hands on. Impression and operated under the belief that this would be the final Smash game. It was a product of ambition, but not just because of the era. For all intents and purposes, they would go as big as they can. There were no more after this. We can imagine Subspace Emissary not as a franchise, but as an ending. And the question looming over this apocalypse story is simple. What happens to our imaginative worlds when we try to grow up? This contrived world of smashed together biomes has an actual logical explanation. It is the imaginative world of this child that's on the verge of adulthood. MatPat, of all people, was one of the earlier ones to get this right and point this out, something he did like 3 times in his entire career, and he did it in just
My Pikachu will smash all you up.
very him fashion. There's signs in Smash 64 and Melee and Brawl of growing up, of aging, placed subtly in the fringes of the games. In the original, we got the shot of the room with plush dolls from a toy chest, and it was somewhat realistic. In the version of Melee, it looked at a very detailed, mature-looking room with a TV, a collection of game consoles, and more. As well, a foil to Master Hand, this destructive being in contrast to gentle elegance of Master Hand. One is the desire to create, a guiding hand towards imagination, and the other is the desire to destroy. Brawl, likely just by coincidence, has its art style at the series' most mature as well, matching an art direction in tandem with the child. It's almost put on, and we feel somewhat like a gimmick, this endless insistence that it has changed, it has gotten better and more complex. It's a gritty version of fight, one that can't spare saturation to its greens and blues. Taboo's name is rather on the nose. The destruction of this world is not the wish of Master Hand, that unbound, innocent creativity that is how we smash this action figure together. No, it's being controlled by the outside world, by social taboo. In the mind of this former child, this person on the precipice of adulthood, to grow up is to abandon such a place. This isn't an apocalypse of a world. This is an apocalypse of a soul, and it's one that nearly succeeds. These characters don't need narrative introduction because the kid knows who they are. They're not even technically canonically Fox or Mario or Pit. They're manifestations of them in the mind of this person. They're protagonists and know the others are because the child knows they are. The villains are villains because the child knows they are. These locations, the arena that these battles would take place in, castles, zoos, ruins, these temples of annihilation, these fragments of their minds, frozen into place and stored under the weight of social pressures and anxieties, the creative entirely coupled by expectation. It's not often pointed out that the villains were following the owner's master hand and not crazy hand. They were not disloyal to this creativity, they simply understood their parts. They only followed it because it was a scenario to them, some new outlet of creativity, and never contributed to the bad guys. Once Ganondorf, in
Bruh.
the Zelda world, for himself saw what was happening, he sacrificed himself to the changes. He was true. Purpose corrupted bad. The unleading force is the one that controls the hand that creates. It loses. It fails to consume this world. And due to your efforts and the efforts of these creations, this innocence is protected. The apocalypse is narrowly avoided. Despite the attempt to complete the series, Sakurai was and eventually all but forced to continue it. In a sense, due to Sakurai being all but forced to make more entries, he was forced to cope with almost the very same thing in the story, but in the other direction. Smash 4, while not nearly as dynamite, has a moment Massive Crazy Hand, the desire for destruction of Sakurai's creation rips itself apart through shadowy ways. It forms into creatures of all kinds, eventually an entire fortress you
Bruh.
out of anything
Bruh.
It's eager to be either forced to create more or have your legacy, your art, your soul grabbed and molded by someone else until you finally strike it at its heart. Revealing the core of the series, gently waiting for its own destruction.
I haven't killed Hush.
Again. Spend less on your kid with Amazon. Weather update from San Juan.
Subspace Emissary was partially formulated by Kazushi Banojima, a writer for the Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts franchises, and the story was a mix of their inspirations. In an interview Sakurai did with Satoru Iwata, the CEO of
Justice.
Nintendo at the time and the person that would later force him to continue the series, he spoke of his original idea for a story. I had envisioned a more serious tone for the story. Something with some misfortune, like a single character escaping total annihilation of a squadron and then fighting back while rounding up his allies. Ultimately, we worked together and successfully organized our ideas into the storyline for the Subspace Emissary. This, as you may be able to tell, is the exact premise of World of Light, a story where only Kirby survives and needs to save everyone else in order to defeat the Gleam and its counter. The ending of the new World is the outward you can choose to fight just Gleam or just Subspace Emissary the stories that came after Rise of Pain. Any creation should only continue forced to stay or two evils at the same time. And the only true surgeons are the spirits of these
Bruh.
away from this
Bruh.
The ending to the Smash series, at least the one intended at the time, is a commitment to childhood innocence. Faced with a
Bruh.
world that seeks to control and force occasional shame and A void can consume you, lock this part of you away, control your desire to create. But no matter what happens, your creations will never leave you, not until they're ready to do so. The story has not been analyzed as much as it could have been. As a kid and remembered from them. The worst sins of it were honestly just slight annoyances and boredom, things that easily the sands of time, and the most notable impressions that still live on. Single moments the sunset gleaming on the water, into subspace, seeing interacting with each other in ways you never thought possible. But we get to with the purest form of imagination. Imagination realized, but the deepest desire that so many of us have to make these scenes in our head, the smashing together of action figures, be painted into reality. No other place could such a story happen. No combination of joy and light could be such a strange mix of so many different worlds, ones that mean so much to so many, only now at this point in time, in this story, in this imaginative world. It's a story constructed of its necessities, fit to a mold of its requirements, and yet still made exhaustive for better and for worse. It's what would happen if you gave a child the chance to make a story of their favorite game. Unrefined ideas, overwhelming passion, and parenting innocence. That is subspace in the story. Okay, so I just moved, which means I need as much money as I can get. Which is not, I'm not trying to pressure you to subscribe to the Patreon, but like if there was a time when you were considering this idea, with this new freedom, so to speak, I think I'm going to be able to produce a lot more content. The past 10 or so years, there has been
Bombs
a fair amount of
are
speculation
key.
Regarding the subject of cults operating in online games, talks of games having secretive undergrounds, using them for recruitment and going culty business sales, all the while remaining unnoticed by moderators and the general player. I myself have been interested in these rumors since but I never really looked into them that much. And I want to change that. This video will be going over these claims, as well as ones of similar several different claims, to see if they have any merit whatsoever. This first game we're looking at is it's one of the biggest reasons I made this video. It involves a little game which some of you may know. Worlds.com, which we'll just call Worlds from here on, is a virtual chat room called Worlds. The game itself lets players create their own and you can even have players visit them, or alternatively, just use the more general games. There's not much more to the gameplay than that. There's not really mini games, actual interactive stuff to do. It's just a bunch of chat rooms. Back in its heyday, though, there were various events and projects. That's long since then. For reference, though, there's full classic As before we get into any culture, it's pretty much the only thing. Showing that they've been important to Bungie, Blizzard, and as recently as 2020, they were suing freaking Microsoft over Minecraft. Now, if you don't know what any of this means, they've held patents since 2001 for very basic and general concept of gaming, such as interacting with others in a 3D online space, which obviously applies to like literally every multiplayer game ever made. Now, because they hold these patents, right. research world's so the game has to continue running, and it needs to have active players in order for them to keep these patents, which is why it's still up to date. Anyways, with that let's dive right into the spookier. Since the early 2010s, maybe even a bit before, there have been rumors of a chat room game called Worlds. Strange users, abandoned worlds, and other odd occurrences in game. People on these threads are usually
What
untouched. And then there would even be an article or two about the game. Check out this creepy night last forever. With this new concept, many theories began to spread into the game. Centered around one player, a user named Nancy. They were posting videos made about him in various places, from the very chance of smaller, now defunct forms. These usually recounted how he would get people to follow him around and would then show them strange, satanic imagery. Other posts talked about how he would send them audio files. It sounded like a story reaching. This post here had numerous links to different files they were sent, which are still all broken at this point. Another common story that was heard from Nexialist would be that he would simply stalk you, teleporting around you, observing you. And of course, all these posts almost always mentioned his creepy outfit. People going on to sites like 40 only people meant that he had a constant common enough, but there was even speculation that sites like this were Nexialist. The other main thing of note is a mugshot room by a user named Jim. The world is unsolicited non-human. And it's at this point that I genuinely can't with a straight face keep the story about any of this stuff is real. I'm just gonna tear it all down real quick. But that's genuinely just a world where people send pictures of themselves from which to sit. If you keep in mind social media, so if you want to share a picture of yourself, the only way it's not even unique either. While most of the worlds are gone nowadays, back in its heyday, worlds had plenty of servers just like that. It's genuinely not unique to worlds, as I've seen this in other virtual hangout games just like it. But what about Nexialist? The spooky dookie chat room cult leader.
Alright, well, have a good night.
Yep.